How we doing today? I do hope that it's good. Alright, boo boos. This is gonna be so August I'm really dedicating to shadow work for the collective and getting back to the basics. Oh, can we see the grid? Okay, no, we cannot see the grid. And tilt this down a little bit and avoid a flame at the same time. Okay. There's the grid part of it. Hmm. That sounded bad. Oh, that's when I was about to get in a car accident. I'm like, oh no, here we go, the church crash. Those of you healing from that, I hope that, that wasn't traumatic for you. If it was, I hope you're able to calm down. This, like I said, is going to be shadow work. Getting into August, I'm really just dedicating all of August to shadow work and helping the collective getting back to just basic balanced. Um, so, hold on, let me hit this because I want to help calm down the collective that is being, reactive. Different shadow works for different reasons. Some of us have something like big traumas, like a car accident, where it's like, I'm struggling because of that. Others of us, you're looking at more like personal wounds, um, family traumas, things of that nature. Either way, you are invited and welcomed here. As I said, August is going to be dedicated to getting everybody um, back to healthy and maintained. So we're going to be starting the shadow work. There's going to be 28 days. Each day is going to be a different card with shadow work activities, as well as we're going to be doing a little artwork session every day, a mini meditation session, a mini yoga session, and then we're going to be doing 1 to 10s, getting us back into physical movement. Like we'll start with ones and go to a whole set of 10, like one squat, one knee lift on each side. Like it's not a lot of activity at the end. I think there's like maybe 5 or 10 moves that you can do every day, and just a set of 10 helps keep you um, able to move and do things that you should be able to do. But when we've gotten away from maintenance, for whatever reasons, that happens in life, and there's no shame here. I will not shame you for where you are at in life. You're living, you're doing the best you can, and go you for trying every day. Um, but really just trying to help people have someone get them back to maintain, right? Hello, lovies. Hello. Good deal. Gershon. All right. So, I invite you guys to start your own shadow work journal. Uh, all you really need is a folder and some paper to do this. And if you do end up going the folder route, or if you buy a journal for this, something like that, take the time to decorate it if you can. Shadow work can be really emotionally draining. So putting little stickers that make you feel happy, maybe one that helps you get to more of a meditative state, something like that. Um, Really help after a session, right? They're right there for reference, and some of these, nice phrases, stuff like that, right? So I'm going to put my shadow work folder to the side. I did make a little journal outlet page. You do not need to make this, but if you're starting one, the ones that I put on here are kind of just some basic things you want to include in your shadow work journal. Right, lined paper is perfectly fine. Um, but here's the shadow work journal. Can you guys see it? All the words, okay? Oh, my fingers are blocking them. Feel free to pause so you can read them. But anyway, so at the top I just put shadow work. But in the sun I put the date. Um, Underneath that are snaps, and your snaps are thoughts, movements, and achievements. Positive things you've done for yourself that you should recognize. I put 3 lines down. And if you ever have to leave them blank, don't stress that. If you feel much more comfortable only putting one snap down, like trying to, think of one thing that you achieved that day, um, then only put one hun, no pressure. And then in the bottom, we've got this mood box with an empty circle where you can draw a face. Like, how were you feeling that day? Underneath, space to write down why. What was making you feel what you were? We've got food. Are you eating? Yes or no? And then if so, what? Our vessel needs different things at different times. And it's not necessarily like maybe you are eating a bunch of ice cream. I've been there. It was the healthiest thing that my body could process at that time. Looking at times of severe stress, right? If that's what your tummy can handle, that's what your tummy can handle. But at least you're eating, right? For water, we've got drinking, yes or no, and then how much. And really, if you can, think of your vessel. Do you feel hydrated? Are your lips chapped? Is your skin real taut, not good at going back to its form? Um, those of you who are unaware, what does your urine look like? Is it very colored or is it light? Proper hydration, you don't really have colored urine. So just awareness. Are you actually drinking enough? Remember that during shadow work, you're going to have an intake in water just because emotions use a lot of energy. And so maybe 8 glasses isn't enough for you during your shadow work, right? Maybe you need 10 or 12. So just really be mindful of yourself. And then there's a blank space for notes. Just things that happen that you should not or note down. Um, Interactions, ideas. But yeah, so that's just kind of like a little basic shadow work um, journal page for those of you that are starting this. Uh, okay, so there's someone who needs blocked. Uh, I think I hit hide the user. Alright. Sorry to all those who just had to read messages where someone brought hate into a healing session. Demons are never respectful. Nice to meet you too, AK. Alright. So I do have a healing grid going with stones. The ones that I want you guys to focus on over here, these have a lot of healing for they're kind of more known for healing work, shadow work, deep emotional work, things like that. In the candle, I do have lotus oil, and I have the incense of sandalwood going too, just bringing in more energy and healing. But I did make a good healing grid with the energies directed at you guys. Um, so we also have the stones going. Alright, here's my coffee. Are you guys ready? I don't know if you saw, I do have my llama here. I invite you to have some kind of. I am so sorry. My daughter, I guess, went to call me on some kind of online app or something, and it's hooked up to a phone, and it just did that. I'm so sorry. Um, I definitely have to look into that. Yeah, whatever that was, Layla, please don't call me on that again. Okay. I do apologize for that interruption. That was fun. Anyways, as I was saying, I have my llama here. Um, Before starting shadow work, I always encourage having something around you um, that you can hug or that brings you happiness in some way. Something like that. Just because it can get intense. Oh, and having water nearby. And she's going on something else, but I am currently busy, so I hope she gets that message. I am busy. I love you though. Sorry. I love my daughter. It's probably not an emergency, but I had a guess. It's like, hey, Mom, you got $10 now for me? Do you want to buy hair dye? I bet that's what she's calling about. Okay, so as I said, we are going to be getting into readings. Um, this is going to be a general collective reading, just pulling on whatever wound needs addressed the most in the collective. I will be reading through the workbook assignments with it. Um, if you are trying to do those in your journal, I do suggest putting on the what's that, the words at the bottom of the page where it like kind of transcribes it. It's just easier to pause. I know sometimes I kind of go at a speed. So if you are interested in writing those down, having those on helps. What are those called? Help me out, guys. What are those called? Like, what is that? Sub something? Subtitles? Are those subtitles? Did we get there? Did we get to the answer? We hope so. Those of you that are new, I also do church on Sundays. I would love to have you there. It just brings more healing messages for the collective. All right, so I am so proud of you for showing up. Those of you who are new to shadow work, you know, it is a testament to self and how much you love yourself that you are showing up and willing to work on yourself, or look at things that might discomfort you, or review things from the past and get a new perspective on them. We can come back to shadow work for lots of reasons. Sometimes it's an immediate need for healing, and other times it's a perspective that allows us to grow, right? So, whatever brought you to shadow work, congratulations to you. I'm just proud of you for showing up. Uh, that being said, you know, when you're doing shadow work, there's not always a crew that's aware that you're doing shadow work. It's not something that we advertise, you know, or even if we advertise, you know, hey, I'm doing the shadow work, they might not cheer us on as much as we'd like. Learning to be our own cheerleader, giving ourselves the gold star, uh, that's really important. I will try and remember to do that at every session. Um, you know, if we're getting to the end of the session and I haven't done that yet, please just, you know, if you get a message like, hey, reminder, please do that, because I don't ever want to leave you guys without some kind of positivity where it's like, go you for showing up. Um, Others of you, I'm going to encourage you, if you've never done it before, to work with spirit guides. They can be really big cheerleaders and healers. They can help bring light to you after a healing session when you feel depleted. Um, but you have to call on your guides, right? We're all born with guides, in case you did not know that either. One of them being your guardian angel. Uh, they aren't allowed to just interfere and bring healing unless we ask for it. There are, you know, what is that? Exceptions to that rule. But on the daily, you have to call on them and ask them to help you. So, for some of you, I'm going to encourage you to work with spirit guides. All right, babies, are we ready to begin? I am going to hit this one more time. If at any point in time, you know, you are energetically overwhelmed, and you need me to, you know, remedicate, let me know, because that's honestly why I'm smoking this, is to help the collective. Like, it's not even affecting me. Alright, guys. Where are we at with this? I'm gonna go ahead and get back to the music for you. I will have different background music at different times. Sometimes it's going to be like music with lyrics. Other times it might be classical. Sometimes it's just going to be nature sounds. But today this is where we are. Alright, collective. What do you need to be aware of? I've got faith. For some of you, these are the blocks that we're working on. For some of you, what's getting brought up has to do with prayers that were answered in a way that you didn't like. For some of you, there was something you were very passionate about and it got denied from you. And you're unable to understand why you weren't allowed to have what you wanted in the situation. It seemed like a blessing to you. You know what I mean? And for some of you, because there's different messages. For some of you, it seemed like a blessing, but it really wasn't, right? It just looked that way. Others of you, it was a blessing, but it wasn't the blessing that you really wanted. And there was a different blessing you received or going to be receiving that actually means more to you. All right, let's read in faith. All right, let's go to where are you? And bam, bam. And I'm going to hold this up in case you guys get, your own messages. All right, that's not bad. I faith, royal purple brick. I am more than I think I am. The legend. Peggy is terrified. She can't see past the wall in front of her, and it is preventing her from moving forward. She cries out for help. The great spirits appear and tell her that she is holding a royal purple brick, thinking it is a wall. They encourage her to place the brick in the path and ask her not to give up on life. Peggy lowers the brick to the ground and courageously steps forward. Her future lights up. Oh shit, it moved. Sorry, Les. Inspiration. What frightens you is something much smaller than you know. If you are experiencing pain, holding on tighter will only worsen the situation. Your greatness awaits. Personal inquiry. I have a tremendous amount of personal magnetism. Am I willing to allow myself to shine? Key ideas. Narrow focus. Miracles all around. Not following wise counsel. Not accepting your gifts. Using energy in a self-defeating way. For key words, we got gifts, muse, and fear. For your meditation. And for some of you, I'm going to encourage you to do this at a later time. Meditation. This is the time to let go and recognize your own gifts. Thank your guides for protecting you and not allowing you to give up. This is the first step in communicating and sharing with the world. The royal purple brick is part of your path, not the entire journey. For some of you, you guys are receiving like a level up. Others of you, you're going to be starting to work with guides. And by the end of this process, like, there's an opportunity for you. And you don't struggle with it because you're able to get past the block you put in yourself. Others of you guys, lacking faith made an answered prayer not happen. You didn't believe you could hack it. You couldn't believe you could do it. Things might have started going other than the way you tried to plan them, and you were like, see, I was wrong. And you gave up on it. Alright, let's get in here. Alright, faith. Alright, so we're going to get into the workbook. Alright, We have this week's focus. Well, or today's focus, because as I said, I'm doing this day by day. Those of you interested in this, it's the Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards, and you can order it with the workbook or without. This week's focus: I am more than I think I am. Message of the week: being in the trance of a limiting belief can be such a powerful habit that it's locked into our muscle memory. This week, we look at how we can physically manifest things in our lives to help us heal the wounds of our ancestry. Our royal purple brick reminds us that we often cling to what we resist. Tori's tip: the belief in a block is what keeps it in place. This week, keep in mind that the blocks in your life may no longer exist. Sometimes too many spiritual Sometimes too much spiritual talk can keep you from actually living. If you've created physical ailments, you may need professional help to clear them while you work on your body's memory of the block. Right. So for some of you, maybe you have made yourself sick with limitations, right? Believing in the beliefs that aren't good for you. All right. We're going to go through this. All right, Monday. The Fable of Royal Purple Brick. Peggy couldn't see. A wall was preventing her from moving forward. What was going on? Why couldn't she get past? Finally, in terror, she cries out for help. A ray of royal purple light lit up the brick in her hands. She gasped. In the brick was a window into the heavens, and there she could see the council of the great spirits gathering. The great goddess said, she does not believe she'll survive if she lets go. Sky God arrived, late as usual. Why is this woman holding a brick? She doesn't know that she is, the great servant replied. She thinks it's a wall, said Mother Earth. Peggy looked at the royal purple brick and the vibrant light flowing through her fingers. There was no wall. The path before her was missing one brick, the very one that she held in her hands. When the council was gathered, the great servant spoke. You've been in a trance of fear. I'm not trying to sabotage myself if that's what you're implying, Peggy replied. In a hush, she threw the royal purple brick onto the path before her. Light exploded and the council appeared before her in a purple-hued hologram. Are you ready to continue on your path? Mother Earth asked. You cling to what you resist, Sky God added. You'll do this again. A nudge from the great goddess silenced him. I don't understand, Peggy said. The great servant stepped forward. Awed by his magnificent presence, Peggy took a step back. You say that you want greatness, but when it is offered, you resist. You must be responsible for tearing down your own walls. Peggy looked at the brick, now back in place on her path. I've put it down, now what? Wait for inspiration. Hold on a second. I'm going to let that pass. Wait for inspiration, Mother Earth said. It will come. Patience needed here. For some of you, just because you let something go doesn't mean the answer is going to come right to you. Sky God added, you'll be isolated all your life if you keep doing this. The great servant addressed the council. The greatest gift we can give her is that of dignity. If this is how she wishes to die, then so be it. Wait, Peggy shouted. Don't leave me here. We must, child, said the great servant. It is time. I don't want to leave this life yet. What should I do? Move forward, said the great goddess. No one knows what lies on the path ahead. The great servant laughed. Spirit exists in forward motion. We are always on the road ahead. Honor your life, and you will teach others to honor theirs. Came the words as the council disappeared into royal purple light. Peggy looked at the road ahead. There were many fine jewels in the path. This was going to be a colorful journey. Yes, indeed. You guys are going to be able to receive answers to something here soon. But there's some block you put on yourself that you have to release. Alright, first impressions. Even when Peggy sees that she's holding the brick, She still resists the idea of letting it go. There's often a benefit of some kind when we refuse to let go of what no longer serves us. Holding that brick allows us to avoid taking responsibility. In the same way, we may hold our family of origin hostage and keep the responsibility for a block outside ourselves. Really, this idea of how you guys need to just tear down some kind of limitation that's put on, like that you've put on yourself. Um, like I said, for some of you guys, you gave up on something, um, or didn't try for it because you didn't believe in the path ahead. Set your intention for the week. This week, think of who in your family of origin you're still holding responsible for a particular situation in your life. For example, someone who finds relationships challenging may be holding their mother or father to blame. That way, when things don't work out, it's because of someone else's behavior. This week, set an intention to see whose fault it really is. For Tuesday, we have color reflection. What does royal purple say to you? Royal purple combines the communication of blue with the survival energy of red. Blue is about being bold and outspoken. In red, our life force meets our truth to create authenticity and gives us the vitality to survive hard times. Use royal purple brick to combine your energy with your spirit and deliver your message. If your problems seem magnified, perhaps you're too close to your difficulties. Take a step back to put things in perspective. Consider this. Are you afraid of succeeding because it means that someone else will not be held responsible for their bad behavior? If we fail, then they never get off the hook, do they? Today, consider what it would be like to use the power of royal purple brick to move past your self-imposed limits. Welcome, loves, welcome. Yeah, we'll have to do it in a minute. I'm gonna hit this again. I know a lot of you guys are having emotional breakthroughs, so I'm gonna take a slight pause while people finish journaling stuff out. And that's a good energy. You know, sometimes things happen, and our side shadow is always good. And we don't understand how it's affecting us, how we're viewing things. You know, maybe there is something in your past where it's like, I wish that this person had been held accountable in this kind of way. And because they never did, you kind of self-sabotage in some reason to keep trying to bring light to what they did that you still feel like, they skirted accountability on it. Welcome, loves, welcome. I really should have those ready to go. That would have been more helpful. Alright. Give me a second. I'm gonna go grab something real quick before I move on to Wednesday. And again, those of you doing this work, really writing out your feelings, listening, listening to self, listening to guides. Good for you. Good for you. We're gonna put that up as it go. Oh, back in uno más. One more. Vibers. Welcome, loves. Welcome. Alright. Getting caught up on stuff. We are going to be moving forward with the journal, so. Hello, loves. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for showing up for shadow work. Be proud of yourselves, babes. Be proud of yourselves. Alright. Bitch about it. Alright, we're going into Wednesday. Find your inspiration. If this fable resonates with you, the fear of leaving your shelter and being abused may have grown so great that you no longer need a wall of fear to prevent you from living. A simple brick will do. The hope offered here is awareness. What we resist, we cannot heal. Your fear may be holding you back, but fear may also indicate that you're trying to save yourself from a path that will not serve you. Are you following your true passion? And passion being up here in a posse, yeah. Something was blocked from you for a reason, or you created the block yourself. Like I said, a lot of you guys, you didn't have faith in the path that was shown to you and how you could achieve it. So that getting brought up. Sorry about that. Be brave and let go of control. This fable promises freedom after surrender. Fear is always worse than the thing itself. Let go. The great spirits are there to catch you. Those of you guys working with guides, like I said, getting into that though, a lot of you guys are going to be working with them. You're encouraged to. It will be a life-changing experience for you. Accept the mystery. Release your royal purple brick and be free. Do you imagine that a wall has been built around you? The truth is that people can see right through the wall that you think is protecting you. This is the joke. Everybody already knows what's up with you. Set an intention to relax if you're experiencing high levels of fear. In your In your journal, write to your fear. Ask it how it serves you. When it answers, acknowledge how valuable it has been for you. We never get rid of our fear, for it is our guardian, but we can renegotiate how it operates in our life. Ask fear to be your ally. What does it say? And to be honest, yes, you can get rid of fear. You know what I mean? To dig deeper into that. But fear is something we're always going to experience. And it has to do with, right here we're talking about fear is our guardian. Sometimes fear is our protector, right? You're feeling that fear for a reason. Other times, fear is our block, right? Where it's like I'm giving in to the fear, and these fears aren't even truths, right? Sometimes that fear is don't run into the road right now, you're going to get hit by a car, and that fear is real because there's a car right there, and if you run into the road, you're going to get hit. And sometimes the fear is, well, I can't do this because the path seems hard. Well, no, if you were told you can do this, you can do this, right? It just has to do with your beliefs on it. Alright, and then to get to Thursdays, we've got Make a Connection. Connecting with yourself and others. It's important that you begin to give voice to what you've been holding on to. Try one of these exercises. Share your thoughts with someone you trust. If you're experiencing any physical pain, you may notice starting to lift as you do this work. Solo exercise. What's the one thing you're drawn to that's blocking your path? If weight loss is an issue, consider why you eat too much. How does it serve you? Just sit with your feelings about food. Can you write about them? Write in detail how it feels not to eat what you're drawn to. How does comfort food make you feel better? What can you substitute for it? Explore these questions and see where they take you. You can substitute money, love, or anything else for food, right? for a group exercise. Welcome, loves. For a group exercise. In this exercise, everyone takes turns admitting what they're unwilling to let go of that stops them going where they want. Next, each group member talks about someone else's issue as if it's their own. They're not giving advice, just so you know, and imagines these steps they're going to take to put it down and move past it. Discuss the outcome as a group. For Friday, we've got meditation moment, going within. Allow your soul to mingle with spirit. As you journey through the royal purple light in this meditation, the Council of Great Spirits may present themselves and give you information. Be open to them. Allow your whole self to emerge in royal purple light. Thank the child inside you for not letting others hurt you. Tell your inner child that as the adult, you will now protect him or her and make choices for both of you. Allow your inner child to place the royal purple brick where it belongs on the path and say another can be found along the road, should it be needed. The royal purple brick is a part of your path, not your entire journey. Send the child off to play in the world, trusting that there are other colors beyond those that you both can presently see. Thank your guides for protecting you and not allowing you to give up. For some of you, once you get past this faith block, you really end up unlocking some kind of passion you're supposed to be pursuing. Alright, and that's going to finish up those journal exercises for you guys. With that one, I am going to get into a reading so we can find out a little bit more for you guys. But sitting with those exercises, if you can, doing all of those today. Like I said, this is like 28-day, not taking each one through a week. If you feel more comfortable doing that and breaking it down though, or if you want to go visit those separate activities on those days, to see if you can keep bringing more clarity to a situation. If you feel guided, I would definitely go with that answer. Alright. So, you guys ready for a reading? Welcome those who joined in after we began. Thank yourself for showing up. It's wonderful that you want to do the shadow work. Awareness of self is a maturity. You know what I mean? It's a form of self-care, and it's a form of self-love. So really thanking yourself for loving yourself to do the shadow work. Huh? Alright. I do invite you guys after this shadow work session. I will be doing an art session. We're going to pull a topic out of the art bucket and then color together. So hopefully you'll join me for that. Help bring more light. Alright, where did we want to start? Yeah, I was wondering if I want to go get that deck instead. Sorry guys, I might want to go get my Starseed deck. I think I'm going to. Hold on one second, lovies. I'm sorry to have to get up in the middle of this again. Come on, Becky. Okay. There we go. I got it. Starseed. There we go. Ow. I got stuck in my pants, y'all. I'm still semi-stuck. I'm like, That one pant leg is not in a good position. It'll move. It'll move. Breaking out the deck. Alright, let's do what we need. For the collective. Oh, nope, that's music. Okay. Wasn't sure if it was an ad or not. So what else do you need to know about this faith? What faith blocks, what faith wins are we dealing with for the collective? Hopefully you guys are receiving your personal messages. Two of Pentacles. It has to do with decisions. For some of you, you chose to believe in physical things or your ego over what you're being told from spirit. Right, funding for a lot of you. For some of you guys, you thought you were choosing like a safety net. Justice. Yeah. This has to do a lot with accountability. And how that can cause blocks. For some of you, you know, once you get through this block, you actually receive information, whether what you were trying to pursue or not, it is still able to be brought to life or not. Because for some of you, there's still a way to create this. For others of you, not that, but there might be something else. You know what I mean? I've got death and rebirth. There's a lot of guidance, information, things like that you receive after you get through this faith block. Queen of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, and Three of Cups. With the Tower, lots of investment in self here. Passion towards you growing. A lot of you guys are going to be surprised how supportive your friends are, you know, at you taking your shadow work seriously, or, you know, telling them something like, you know, I have a life purpose to do this, and them being like, oh, hell yeah, you know, as you pursue it. There's a lot of encouragement for you to pursue some type of dream here. I want to get more into blocks here. Wounds. Actually, hold on. I do want to get the mini chakra out before we get into these ones. See what else we can. Okay, these ones came out. Using it for a clarifier. Some of you guys had lessons. And your answer wasn't no. It was not now. You had to get through some kind of like conditioning before you could receive whatever you asked for. And that's what caused your block. I've got impartiality. For some of you, I mean, you're getting to a state, or you will be after this, where it's like less control in it, right? I'm told I can do this, I can do this. Not I'm struggling with, you know, the divine says I'm capable of this, and I don't think I am. Or, you know, I'm receiving that this is the path that's going to get me there, but I don't believe in the path. And it's like, why would there be a lie about how to get you where you want to go? Release, yeah. Some kind of control. Others of you fears. You have lots of fears that you have blocking you. You say no a lot to opportunity for someone here. um, due to fears. So you guys looking at an ending to get you where you want to be. I've got despondence. You might be pulled away a bit here in the shadow work, growing the way you want to, and towards what you want. I have you guys maybe not, hanging out with friends as much while you're focused on getting through this. Because you don't want to block yourself anymore. You very much so want to create your best, receive your best. I've got vanity. For some of you, issues like that kept you stuck. For some of you, social conditioning is what caused your block in faith. For some of you, something like, well, I don't look like they do, so I don't think that dream can be mine. So, laying that down, like, you're supposed to look how you look and do what you're supposed to do. Workaholic. Very invested in self. Others of you, you unlock some kind of purpose and career you're supposed to have. And you're like, full steam ahead on that. Self-worth, completion, and destiny, yeah. Lots of blocks in how you're not good enough or you don't have the capabilities to achieve something. Those getting laid to rest. Faith in self. For some of you, getting into those ancestors. These may be words that your family spoke on you, that you let have a lot of weight. Where it's like, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I can't do this. Maybe this isn't a good career choice. Right? Some of you guys choosing safety nets because of family members. It's climb out of your snuggie. You know what we're saying? You don't have to stay stuck there. But for some of you guys, once you get past this block, there's a big blessing that really changes, you and your lives. Let's see what else we got for you guys about energies. Irritated. I have a lot of you guys upset. For some of you, this is yourself. You're irritated with yourself. Others of you, it's with the divine. Like, because what you wanted wasn't going to be delivered the way you wanted it. Right? Irritation with families or those around you. But a lot of you guys just, because you lacked faith, right? You are enough, yeah. Big self-worth issues here getting faced. For some of you, repeating that to yourself is going to help you daily. You are enough. Or I'm sorry, rephrasing it to I am enough. That'd probably be more helpful. Oh, I've got resentment. Yeah, for a lot of you guys, this caused a big spiritual block for you. Whatever you really wanted, that, the answer wasn't what you liked, right? Even if it was, yes, you can have it, but you have to take this path. You're like, fuck you, that's not what I asked for. Right? He was hella bad. You're like, I was imagining it this way. I have calm. Oh, that's what you're headed to. You've got an inner peace that you're going to be unlocking here. You're able to let go of resentment toward yourself, others, the divine. Same with this irritation. A lot of you guys, You may have been told you're not enough out of jealousy, right? Somebody else, you had a talent, a gift, something special, and you were going to pursue it. Or maybe you weren't going to pursue it, because for some of you guys, you weren't. For some of you, you're going to pursue it, and that's why they started hating on you. Others of you, it was just jealousy from the get-go, because, the one that's coming up is you sing really well, and so everybody would talk about it, and they weren't that good of a singer. You know what I mean? Not saying they're necessarily bad singers, but they weren't, like, very good. They weren't as good as you, at least. Alright, unmotivated, lazy, and still. For some of you, I have you just kind of stuck in energies and not really trying to get out of them until now. Which, good for you. Whenever you're ready to, like, at least you got to the point where you're like, I want to do something about it. For some of you, this is about yourself and your healing, those blocks you feel between you and the divine. Others of you, blocks in self, how you feel about self. Some of you guys, you realize, I don't really love life like I once did. I don't really do as much because of it. Maybe, starting to go to, not necessarily depressed, but for some of you, that's where this is going to lead if you don't check it. I've got pride. Some of you guys need to, have healthy pride of yourself. For some of you guys, you might have been yelled at if you were proud of yourself for talking about some kind of gift. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with being proud of yourself. I have you guys getting back to a state of self-pride, right? Especially with that faith. Whatever rebirth you go through with this faith block, it really helps you reestablish yourself. I've got off balance, unequal. Some of you guys getting treated different because of, your gift. Like I said, for some reason, they started hating on you because of it. Others of you, you might have your friends complaining a little bit because you might not be as social as you go through this. But I mean, it's what, like, if you're doing this program, then it's 1 month. It's 28 days dedicated to yourself and your shadow work. It's not a forever hermit. And it really does help you grow a lot in a short amount of time. I've got separated. Yeah. I have, for some of you guys, separating from energies in the physical. It's going to help you. Others of you, I have separation of self. Feeling off in self. Being able to kind of connect more to that lack and where it is in you. But right now, your energies aren't really connected like they should be. There's lack, and we're able to get through that lack and fill it with light. Because for a lot of you, it's lack in faith. And, that'll cause the most damages to you. Dishonest lying. Those energies didn't mean what they said about you. Again, jealousy getting brought up. Others of you getting away from, lower level energies. And for some of you, by the time that this month is over, you're not really interested in reestablishing a friendship with them. Because for some of you, like I said, these energies are lower level. And you keep trying to rise. And you realize, they're not trying to rise. I've got honest, truthful, illusion, fake, and defensive. Someone might tell you the truth about a lie they told, a mask they wore. Others of you, you're able to see through it. For some of you, this mask is you and yourself, right? You need to be honest with yourself about who you are. You may have lied to yourself a lot, maybe to feel better about making the decision not to believe in yourself in the first place. But for some reason, like you lied, say you are this singer, you believe and you say you're like, oh, I can't sing. I can't sing for shit. And it's like, yeah, like you're supposed to be a singer. Like you really don't believe in yourself anymore. You get very defensive about it. For a lot of you guys, it's just because you went through so many attacks about some gift or purpose you have. Alright, I think we're gonna do stones next and then get into affirmations. Welcome, 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 loves. Lisa. Alright, let's look at your stones, lovies. I've got water, emotional, intuition, psychic powers, and healing. For some of you, getting out into water. Others of you, some type of healing bath or shower is really going to help you. But like, I have you having breakthroughs in water. So for a lot of you, getting out to water is going to lead to a big breakthrough. Welcome, loves, welcome. Thank you for them likes. Lapis Lazuli, prophetic dreams, releasing anger, serenity, and grace. This one's going to be good for those of you doing those meditations, working with guides on the other side. Alright, Paradise, well-being, attracting money, good luck charm, and healing heartbreak. We've got fire, passionate, creation, travel, and courage. Getting around fire. Some of you candle meditations are going to help. Alright, candle meditations. I've got air, communication, imagination, independent, witty. Some of you getting somewhere windy. That's going to help you. Just the feeling of wind. For some of you, if you can, get in front of a fan, right? And have the fan going on you. Some type of wind is going to help you. For some of you, it's going to help. You might overheat some during shadow work, just how you process through emotions. So bringing a fan in is going to help, so that you don't risk getting sick or something, well, just because of temperature. We've got red jasper, nurture, determination, relaxing, and tranquility. Seeing this through. For some of you, taking that red jasper, and especially if you're someone who struggles with maintaining, dedication to say shadow work. Uh, Setting that stone with the intentions to complete, 28 days or something like that. Uh, and then keeping that stone around you will help you remember and then fulfill that contract with self. Azurite, divine guidance, stillness, new connections, and astral travel. Again, some of you guys working with them guides. I've got citrine, wealth, enhanced career prospects, self-esteem, and manifestation. Some of you guys who maybe are struggling to connect your inner joy, this is also a good one for that. Those of you where we were talking about like it's borderline, like, you're starting kind of getting into like a depressed energy. Carrying this around you while you do this is going to help you kind of bring, joy and happiness back to your life. Yeah, someone getting to a local, apothecary is really going to help you. Leda, incense, oil, stones, and stuff like that. That can really help you during your shadow work. Black obsidian, strength, support during changes, everyday stress relief, and clears negative energy. Remember, you can pause and pull energies or pray and receive those energies. I've got Jet, absorbs negativity, grounding, financial balance, and healing grief. Welcome, 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 loves. Thank you for them likes. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you for, taking care of yourselves. I've got Moonstone, female fertility, calming emotions, attracting new love, and growth. Really good for shadow work. Moonstone's a very strong and effective stone. Very good for healing work and emotional times. I've got Carnelian, self-trust, relationship rejuvenation, powers of concentration, and healing from abuse, whether this is abuse from others or self-abuse. For some of you, there was abuse from others that you repeated. The one that came up the most was put downs and stuff. Like I said, you started saying the lies to yourself and believing in them. On the bottom, we got Iolite, magical powers, feminine divine, work connections, and inspiration. Alright, let's get you guys your affirmations. I always recommend saying affirmations at least 3 times to really start feeling those affirmations. If you feel like you should say them more, I would. Sometimes, we are in kind of like more of a deplete phase of something, and so, saying it 4 or 5 times is going to help more. It's a really big chunky bit. I did not break it very in half, but sometimes, not supposed to. Alright, let's see what comes out for you. What affirmations are going to help the collective with the energies they're dealing with currently? I allow myself to play and be silly. Is somebody is having fun or having trouble having fun, happiness, or joy? But I allow myself to play and be silly. Not taking something so serious and just enjoying learning it. Be more childlike in your studies. I am capable and competent. I know my worth. Oh, yes, you do. Check it. And if not, you're going to by the end of this one, right? I am capable and competent. And I know my worth. Oh, I added my hand on there. But oh well. I am capable and competent. I know my worth. Billy-o. I move my body because I enjoy the vitality it brings me. And those of you where, maybe you don't move that much, that happens in life for different reasons. Just getting back to basic movement. Here later today, I will be going live and we will be doing those ones. We may be doing a set of 1 through 10 as well. But, yeah. For some of you just dancing, putting on that radio for 5 minutes a day and getting up and moving around. It doesn't have to be, a structure to say yoga or kickboxing or Pilates or, any of those things. For some of you, just, doing, laps in your house, walking, like that'll help. I speak my mind with clarity and compassion. Okay, me say it. I speak my mind with clarity and compassion. I speak my mind with clarity and compassion. I am always protected and divinely guided. I am always protected and divinely guided. I am always protected and divinely guided. I'm proud of myself and how far I've come. I'm proud of myself and how far I've come. Sorry. I've always bent my arm. Like, WTF, y'all. My thoughts, words, and actions are aligned with my values. My thoughts, words, and actions are aligned with my values. My thoughts, words, and actions are aligned with my values. I feel deeply connected to my own essence. Yeah, I'm feeling whole as self here by the end of it. Some of you guys don't. I'm saying this is going to help you, but definitely that shadow work. I feel deeply connected to my own essence. I feel deeply connected to my own essence. I calm my nervous system by taking deep breaths. I calm my nervous system by taking deep breaths. I calm my nervous system by taking deep breaths. For some of you, practicing those 4 counts, right? In for 4, and and doing them slow, and out for 4. I am open and receptive to new ideas. I am open and receptive to new ideas. I am open and receptive to new ideas. Alright, guys. I'm going to bring Llama over just in case. You know what I mean? I hope you feel better, babies. You did it. You showed up for your first shadow work session. Yay, you. You're so awesome. Llama loves you. Go you, right? Yay. Alright. We're just proud of you for showing up. Hugs, y'all. I love you guys so much, though. And I do look forward to seeing you hopefully tomorrow at your next session. Keep going on with the good. I mean, go you. I love y'all. I will be on in the next probably about 15 minutes to do the art session. So that should give you time, get some crayons or markers and a piece of paper too. And we'll see what we're going to be drawing today. I hope to see you there. Alright. Love you guys. Bye.